Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Two Bros Game Night. I am your host, Older Bro.
I'm your other host, Younger Bro.
And today we continue in What the Fuck the Connection Is in Danganronpa.
Connection!
Said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered.
Yeah, of course that they're connected, you idiot.
Yeah.
Using his wristwatch.
Yep.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Yep.
Which is where Taka was killed.
Yep.
I see.
Yep.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place, written in the note.
So the note's to Taka.
Plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that...
Screw you!
No further objections. Right.
Someone used
My
that
goodness.
note to trick Taka, just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster, telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Well, obviously he took it from Taka.
Yeah.
Pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
In fact, we know that.
He stole it?
Because of
Yep.
his
Show up.
writing.
I like how Byakuya at this point knows we're telling the truth. He knows
Yep.
we're not full of shit. But he's just like, he's calling out all possible objections.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper.
It was very hard to pry open.
Yeah.
The sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we
Why
found
didn't you
in
do
the
that
room.
earlier?
Because they needed to have the reveal.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Are the same thing.
They're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note.
I wonder what happened to Heroes.
There's only one way
Probably
to
got
explain
destroyed.
I guess.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
Good job.
That means Hifumi knew the
You're
note
smarter
was
than
a
you look.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're smarter than the average bear!
He was an accomplice
Hey!
in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
But who is
Absolutely.
the true mastermind?
In fact,
Well, who can command
he designed the whole
Hifumi?
thing. In fact,
Sorry, no.
We know.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly...
I wanted to love her.
The second body
Yeah.
discovery announcement proves that.
Absolutely. He was in on it, and now he's dead.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Good question.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He
And
was
who
killed
is
in the
standing
repository,
right in front of you,
so
you
he must have been
jackasses?
killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
Yep.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
And who opened the door?
we'd all split up
Open the door.
Which means we have no
In other
alibis.
words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Perfect!
Nope.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
You two have alibis.
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too.
Shut up!
But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Yep.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance.
Wow, I didn't realize that you could be not stupid for a change.
Wow.
Yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
I just insulted him and he accepted it.
Oh god, this
The
is weird.
Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments.
Yep.
But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms,
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So
You
which
should.
hammer was used to attack Celeste?
Yes.
Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
You can kill someone with the smallest hammer if you're hitting them with it.
Yeah.
Then
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
No,
There's
they just
hammers all over the fucking room!
What was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon was actually used to kill Hifumi. I have to find the truth. Even though I have the
it.
truth,
You
it's
have
literally
it.
in my hands.
Hammer!
Oh wait! Fuck, I'm holding the hammer that killed Hifumi. God damn it, I'm a suspect!
What was used to kill Hifumi?
I just throw that at them. No, that's wrong.
Spotless hammer.
3?
Yeah, no.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Nope.
Well,
No.
whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon?
They didn't have
How
to.
did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check
Eh.
out Gear.com
I mean,
/
sort of.
time for more info.
I need to see if that's a real site.
Okay.
The weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
I
No.
so want to click that right now, but fuck it.
That's about it.
God damn it. It disappeared at the exact wrong time, so that I could just not do this. I was like, we're on the last line. It's still there. I can just hit it now. I don't have to fucking go through all this shit.
And
No.
as soon as you get done saying anything, gone.
No, that's wrong. Well, see, I like to show all the dialogue, but since it was the last line, I was like, fuck, I don't have to go any
Just
longer.
do it!
Isn't a Justice Hammer at all. No.
I mean, technically it was a Justice Hammer. It is
Just it
technically
wasn't
Justice
painted.
Hammer 5.
Seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository.
Or more accurately, the Justice Hammers are hammers from the repository.
Yeah.
All the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
It smelled like
The reason it
chloride.
had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Yep. Makes sense.
I'd also like to point out that the repository...
And see, it is the size of Justice Hammer 5.
Yeah.
Small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones.
In fact, all of them are mallet-like
I
ones.
think whoever made the Justice
Yeah.
Hammers used those as a basis.
It's not a basis! They are those hammers! They're
Yeah.
clearly not on the wall!
That would explain the Monokuma files.
Yeah, a lot of the hammers disappeared,
Yeah,
you
it's like,
idiots!
who the fuck is not calling out the fact that it's like, can you not see there's 4 missing hammers on this damn wall?
Then used the hammer.
Maybe it's those!
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Yep.
I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
So you think he just
Did it.
died?
The way the graduation
He killed
rule
himself.
works,
Yeah.
There is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
Well, there's no benefit
So
to
idea
the other
that
person.
anyone would work
There's a
together,
benefit to
that is
you,
ludicrous. We
the
talked about
murderer.
this, did we
Yeah.
not?
It's because
Yeah,
Not
it's
Monokuma.
great for
Hifumi.
deceiving people. Like, you have Hifumi do all the murdering, and
Yeah.
then you kill Hifumi. Now you can cover up, like, all the crimes. Okay, so I don't think the spotless hammer is gonna be the thing. So we'll keep an eye
More
out.
than one person is complicit in the murder.
Ooh.
Only the one who
Oh, I can shoot with
actually
this.
carried out the act
Oh.
will graduate and survive. Assuming the rule
Survive.
holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
Yeah.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Yeah, I think I have to capture her
only the
line.
one who actually carried out the assuming
Missed.
the rule holds true. It is
That is how
But that only really applies if there. In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
I think that's how I have to do this. Because otherwise, this doesn't make any sense.
Only
Yeah.
the one who actually carried out assuming the rule holds true. It is
How?
No,
You
that's
were right!
wrong. Yeah, it's every individual murder can go free.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, An accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
We get
What?
it. You're smart.
Working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme.
Yep.
There's no point
Look
in
through.
being
Thank you.
someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
Yep.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
Makes sense.
Billy's got his beer goggles on.
Hifumi would have
I guess
been
his
the
beer
first one
jeans
to
on.
act, murdering Taka.
Yep, that all makes sense.
Made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
Yeah, but seriously, that's a perfect plan, though. The two people
So
work
in this
together.
case,
They
there
each
wasn't
become the
one
alibi for the
single
other.
person committing
Yeah.
multiple
So they
murders.
convict the wrong person for both murders, thinking it's one murder.
Each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Yeah.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Exactly.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
And who was trying to point a finger?
And managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
Entirely because he liked her.
And then, to avoid the no
Yeah.
accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Yeah. Actually, we should ask Monokuma if that would have worked. If they
Yeah.
both committed murders and convinced each other, convinced everyone it was one murder,
I can't help but admire
and,
his cunning.
like, got them
Yeah.
convicted, would they both gone
Choice of
free?
accomplice seems
Hmm.
odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic. Kyoko must have noticed the fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
I
this.
understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Exactly. The true killer manipulated Fumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case is unfolded, when you
It's
consider all that, there's
pretty
only
clear.
one person it could have fucking been. Point to the killer. Yes, it's totally dead.
Yeah, they're dead.
No, it's Monokuma. I can't
Yeah.
even pick Monokuma. Fuck you!
Yo!
Here's my answer.
You're guilty, bitch!
It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yep, because you know that
Yep.
he likes you.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit brain, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Oh fuck.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence
Yeah,
to support
she is very much not French.
Is that
Yeah.
so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were
Who are you
working
pointing
together.
at?
Yeah, she's next to you. What was it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individual, paper hidden in Hifumi's... Why is that common to them?
The screaming.
Well, the screaming, I guess. But, like, why would the paper hidden in
I don't-
Hifumi's
I
pants
don't
be the
know.
thing common to them?
Um,
Celeste also hid a paper in Hifumi's pants.
Encountering the suspicious
Yeah.
individual.
It's that.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Yep.
Yep.
The adults are talking now.
Shut
guy.
the fuck up, Byakuya.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the
Yeah,
customer.
he's just pissed off at her now for being sloppy.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Bada bing,
Yes.
bada boom.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Saw a shadow up the stairs.
we headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Saw Robo Justice.
Where did...
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Exactly.
Came from downstairs, must have been Hifumi. Yep.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
Yep.
In fact,
Yep.
Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Yep. Exactly. It's always her. She is literally leading the fucking case.
It was literally her from the beginning. And
Yeah.
I knew it!
Yeah.
But what I didn't expect was
Celeste and
Hifumi.
were
Yeah.
working together. All those chance events suddenly become connected.
Like, as soon as the game was pointing it out, that was
Yeah.
Celeste.
Yeah, the game literally just goes like, Celeste said all these things. Celeste told you to go
Yeah.
here, and it's like, oh my fucking god, you're being heavy-handed.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
She's not
realized
saying
another
anything.
Strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's
I
office,
just told you to
who we
shut
now
up.
know was only
Yoink.
pretending she was dead.
My god,
What
man,
the
what
hell?
part of shut the fuck up do you not understand?
Fuck you. Just go sit in the corner.
You were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
She's not saying anything.
No, because she's gonna break character, she does.
You were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece
Oh.
isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Absolutely.
Do you agree,
Wah, wah.
Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't
My
try to
God.
deny it. You made one fatal.
Why are you pointing at us?
Yeah,
What did
seriously.
the bros do?
Didn't even catch it
We
myself.
played the game. That's
Yeah.
what we did.
But looking back, I can say that that one little slip up was your undoing.
What
What
are you?
are you talking about?
Oh, she broke voice.
Oh.
You said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. Just like those guys
I
died.
remember her saying that too, but
Oh.
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Which
what
guys?
And pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about
Exactly.
it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I
Celeste knew
still don't
Taka was
get
dead,
what
which
it
means she
means.
must have been
You hear
involved
that,
in the
Celeste?
death.
Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. What's he alluding to? Yeah, she's not gonna repeat it. Or she'll misquote herself.
Yeah.
Monokuma file number 3.
Ah.
I don't think this has any... Oh, goddammit.
Oop.
They must
Stop shooting that! Thank you. I don't think this is gonna have anything to do with it, because it's just that they're both dead and both killed with similar weapons.
Yeah, so
has nothing
I
to do
think
with
you
it.
have to
So,
capture
it's
one.
this thing. Must really be enjoying this.
The sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
Yep.
They must be positively elated.
That's not quite what you said, but yeah.
We're going to die here.
Yep.
We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
So you have to capture
Oh.
Byakuya's.
All I said.
No.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around. They must be. We
Oh, you
are
figured it
going
out?
to die here.
Yeah.
We are going to die, just like those guys
No, that one doesn't do it. Okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna
you
have
have
to
to capture it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you, but you
They must
didn't.
really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And
Yep.
that is all.
And that's all it takes.
What was
Now
so
capture
strange
his.
about Celeste's comment?
I guess I'll do it. But it doesn't. That doesn't work as well. But I can see what they're talking about.
They must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to. We are going to die. Just like.
Yeah.
Knew it!
Yeah, you're right. Again, I don't like that specific, that one specifically, because it doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because it's just the word
There's no
strange,
reason
basically.
Celeste should have said, just like those guys die. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
Imaginations!
Imagination.
About the suspicious person I saw.
That is true.
Then what about the picture I took?
Staged.
Yeah, you can just
How do
stage
you
the photo.
explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So
Yeah.
let's put the
There
suit
you go.
on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Thus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact.
What
that
if there
is
was
a picture of
no
Hifumi
one in
being
the suit?
dragged away.
I'm guessing the idea is that it
If
can't be
everything I
assembled unless
told you
somebody
was
was
a
in the...
lie, how can
in the
this
thing.
picture exist?
Mannequin.
Yeah.
Simple.
Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
Yes.
What could you possibly mean by that?
That's a good question. I'm a bit
Surely
confused.
there are
Yeah.
other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations?
Then it was staged!
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is pre-assembled. He's carrying it.
Yeah.
Hifumi is dragging the suspect away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be the one. The dust suck.
That's the only one.
Hifumi and the suspect have been
Dancing.
drinking.
People say,
Drinking.
if I
Yeah,
have a
there is a drinking problem here.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of
Yeah,
possibility.
that stumbled her.
Uh-oh.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And
Yeah.
this strange costume
Hifumi had to drag Hero. Do you know how fat that? I mean,
If
you're
you saw
okay.
someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
Yep.
That's what happened. You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this.
Uh-oh.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth.
Oh, shit. She is pissed. She gonna prove that there's no way Hifumi dragged away the suspect? Is that even possible? Nope, because no, that's wrong exists.
Yeah.
Let's know that's wrong her
Robo
again.
Justice costume.
So the costume, the message, and the blueprint. Okay, hold on. Before... Oop.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
So let's look at these.
So shut your trap and let me hit you.
Yeah, so here's the blueprints. Blueprints were found in
That's
Yashihiro's room.
Hifumi's writing.
Yeah,
I
so
bet.
that's probably Hifumi's writing. This one is the costume. No one but Yashihiro could fit in the costume. That's true.
Yep.
Could not bend more than 90 degrees. Could not see their feet.
Yeah, he was knocked out.
And what was the other one?
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight.
Costume.
You
Yashihiro's
tried to make me
message.
look like the
Yashihiro's
Yeah,
message. Oh, okay.
his
So
writing
this is
is
comparing the daimyo, or the two writings.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be next. They're gonna say this is his writing, and we're gonna say no, it isn't.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright.
She's trying to say very calm and
If the
composed.
person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Oh yeah, they can.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they literally can. Because they literally can't bend over.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game even just gives you that.
Then you just draped me across it, but you tried to make me look like the.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture,
Uh.
if the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight.
You're right.
No, that's wrong! No, there's only one no, that's right. That's only happened once.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
Because you
Because
can't
that
bend.
Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You build it shit! You can't bend at the waist. It's impossible.
They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Yeah.
Celeste
Oh.
and Fumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hero into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing.
Yeah, they want it to look like he's carrying him away, so they had to make it not.
Make us believe whoever was in the suit
Bendable.
was to blame.
Yeah.
I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Uh-oh.
I never lose.
Yeah, she doesn't lose, so this is just pissing her off. Because she seems
Yeah,
like
this
she's
is a
losing.
gamble.
Idiot. What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
She went Super Saiyan.
Forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Yep. Who was it who attacked you? Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Wow, her voice.
And I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hakakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense.
You're only making things worse.
Did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
Okay, guys, we're gonna stop there and figure
How
out
is
what the fuck that
What?
means next time. So until then, remember, the future is very uncertain. Very fucking
Yeah.
uncertain. But what is certain is you guys are awesome. And there'll be more Two Bros Game Night tomorrow. See you then.
Goodbye.